Hey Forts, hey NC, welcome on in. Oh my god, I'm a big cat. Hang on, we gotta fix myself, I'm a big boy. We're big boys today. Big boys, and I have no tie, or glasses. Big boys need glasses and ties. Slide myself in my clothes. Up, I'm a little big. How's that? We good? I feel like that's good. Am I a little bit big? Maybe we're a little bit big. There we go. How's that? We feeling professional now? A little bit professional? Alright. Alright. We can absolutely say Daimono. Daimono, what's Daimono from Genshin Impact gonna do? Oh, you mean Paimon? Speak to us in third person? No, never mind. There's another meme that never mind. Wow, you look handsome. Who are you? Oh, Forts, you saying I'm not normally handsome? Dang, ouch. Very professional. Alright, news time. Welcome on in, everyone. It's time to get through some crazy, zany news. Can news be zany? I mean, it can, I guess. Let's start with Monster Hunter Rise commemorative item pack to celebrate 5 million units sold. So, like, we have the big news of like 5 million units sold. Like this game is just selling like hotcakes. It's definitely not. So okay. So by the way, chat, I was comparing against Monster Hunter World's base sales, and Monster Hunter World still sold better than Rise. Just want to clarify. World's release sales on first week were a couple million. They still exceeded what Rise has done. However, Rise has had a steady sale growth, which is more reflective of what Nintendo sales usually are, and the fact that this is only on a Nintendo console, whereas like World was on both PS4, and the Xbox, but it was like a 90-10 split. But it was still one of those things that's like they still sells more. Like, that's the thing. I think people were really excited for a console-only Monster Hunter, and to look the way it did as well. It's still that Western look still hits harder, I think, than necessarily what Rise does. As much as Rise fans really love this art style. But we did get some freebies. I think these are silly freebies. These are pretty bad. But it's Kimura Pack 1, so hopefully we get more of them. But they did also give us like 50 honey. That's actually decent. This, not so much. This is pretty bad. But yeah, 5 million units though. It's pretty fucking awesome, and I'm pretty excited. Damn that money. Yeah. Everyone in on Monster Hunter train now. Puyo Puyo Tetris is now on PC. Yes, Tante was telling me about that. He's really excited about that. Does it have crossplay, Forts? Because that's the thing. It'd be frustrating not to be able to play with some of you guys, because I've got it on Switch. World has several discounts to sell more. Rise will sell all the same. Will sell all the time at full price, so it will always make more money. That is definitely true, Nintendo. It's definitely one of those things that this will probably be a very, very big breadwinner. Because just, if you guys don't know, in the dark ages of Capcom, where we had some periods there where just games were not being sold, things were not getting created, we barely saw any new IPs, Monster Hunter was carrying Capcom. Monster Hunter is the reason why Capcom can be how it is right now, and why it does get so much money and benefit, because holy shit, if you look at the 3DS sales for Monster Hunter 4U, they are insane. Like, Monster Hunter did so well on the handheld, and yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the game. I might ask it when I can with like a gift card. Oh, that'd be fun. It's a really good game, Forts. If you like puzzly attack puzzle games, Puyo Puyo is very fun. You can play it in Tetris or Puyo too, so you get sort of 2 games in one, so it's really nice. But yeah, next up, a bit of anime news. So I brought it up last week because it was the leak, or not the leak, but the insinuation that we were going to be getting some Stone Ocean news. So if you don't know, JoJo's latest arc has been revealed. Stone Ocean, starring Jolene Cujo, who is the only female protagonist to JoJo, or lead. I really like Jolene. I think this arc is a good, fun arc. It is very important. By the way, chat, if you don't if you follow JoJo, the end of this arc is extremely important. This is a very, very good arc. And yeah, people are pretty fucking hype. Like, I saw it trending everywhere. I knew that JoJo News was just around the corner because I was seeing people tweeting about it, talking about it and all that. The live thing came out with the voice actors and stuff. They revealed the new voice actor. Yeah, people pretty fucking excited. And JoJo big. JoJo very big. I really, really loved this series. The David Pro's animation stylings are so fantastic for this. But what I will say is, like, it's one of those things where it's so weird to me now, back when reading JoJo like a decade ago and being like, this is such a weird series. It's sad that not many people are into it outside of Japan. And now it's like, holy shit, it's so big now. JoJo used to be bigger, then the art style changed. What do you mean, CJ? No, surely the viewer base is still super massive. Like, unless people were really upset with what happened with well, they didn't really like the last arc. I can't imagine it got smaller. If anything, it's probably gotten bigger. I've never watched JoJo. It's good, thoughts. I won't harp on about it too much, but I do know there's some JoJo fans in my chat, so I do like to talk about it, and I'm a big fan. So sometimes you'll get like anime ones that I talked about it. They used to be a few huge muscle men, and now they're lanky boys. Yes, in the manga they definitely are, and the anime kind of is too. But yeah, JoJo as a dad is weird. I know, Miyoki. It's a bit funny. Also, the idea that's like he just turns up. He's a marine biologist and he's a dad. That's just Jotaro now, and he looks really weird. I agree. The art style changed. Is like, yeah. You're scared of the ecchi scene? Which ecchi scene are you talking about, Forts? Your friend is in a JoJo? Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty much everyone's around it. Moving on. Latest Monster Hunter Rise patch fixes related pose bug. Now, if you guys didn't hear me talk about it last week, there was a PSA I probably put out a week or two ago about not using the digital not using the DLC poses. Now, this one is a really big one because it was deleting people's saves. It was corrupting saves. So it's now fixed. They fixed a few other minor things, not anything too insane, but that's a really big one. I'm glad they're doing that. They're on top of it. Capcom will... They're doing 5 million sales. They're not going to sleep on like fixing a lot of this stuff because it's really important. But yeah. There's a few things I want to see fixed, but they'll get there with time. Which one? There's a lot. This will be all. I think this must be the overall. All of the poses are now fixed. So yeah. All right, here's a big one. Digital only E3 2021 is now set for June 12th and the 15th. Now, we knew that the physical one was going to be cancelled. We already saw that like probably a month or two ago. However, we weren't sure if they were going to be doing digital. It seemed like they were actually going to be cancelling the full event. However, that's certainly not true. Now it's come out that they are actually doing a digital-only event. However, they've actually stated some pretty big people are going to be there. Microsoft, Capcom, Nintendo, and Konami, as well as some others. Now, this is quite big. Take-Two, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, Koch. There's quite a few big people here. So, the thing is, it's still weird about E3 because it's such a big thing, but it's still not quite sure where it should be or how it should exist. Now, Nintendo should be fine doing presentations. Microsoft should probably be fine as well. But Capcom, Konami have their own Japanese style of doing presentations, which is a bit different. It's one of those things that's I don't know. It's one of those things where E3 needs to figure out what they are and how they want to approach stuff because they are not a digital-only one. They're more focused on the big presentation. Now, I don't know if this is now going to be left more in the hands of each of those individual companies to come up with a presentation, hand it over to E3, and then they just present it in a time slot. If slow, that'd be very lackluster. Maybe E3 is going to be doing more marketing. Who knows? It's just a bit weird. But I'm excited. I love E3. I'll probably be sitting and watching with you guys. As always, I fucking love doing all the presentations. You guys know I love game news, so it's one of those things where we'll definitely be watching it, but I don't know if this will be any good. This might be a bit of a clusterfuck, but we'll see. Again, the companies that are listed there have done presentations before, whether or not on their own or related to other presentation like time frames, so like E3 or Summer of Games and things like that. But yeah, I'm scared of watching JoJo for an ecchi scene to come out and my mum and dad to come in. Well, I will say there's not really I will say, Forts, that's not really JoJo's thing. If anything, it's more violence. JoJo is heavy violence, but it's also not really for children. So if you're under the age of like 16, one, you probably shouldn't be watching the stream. Two, it's one of those things where you probably shouldn't be watching JoJo. It can get some pretty heavy scenes. Dai's steering wheel ad? No, this I don't know why I've gotten that, Miyoki. That's not for me. Don't know why I've just got a random steering wheel ad, but sometimes that happens when it's like you got turned off targeted ads. But yeah. E3. I don't know if there's do they have anyone else? Nah, we've stated all of them. The most ecchi scene is probably in Battle Tendency, where they stare through the keyhole. The most awkward scene... Actually, no, CJ, do you want to know the most awkward, weird scene? I think it's... For me, it's the naked scene with Polnareff when he gets turned into a child. I think naked Polnareff with that woman, and then she gets turned into a baby, is just kind of weird. That's one of the weirdest scenes in JoJo for, like, just... Child Polnareff is weird. Okay, tangent amongst the news, guys. Japan needs to fucking stop doing children being massive pervs. A good example is a character in One Piece, which is Momonosuke, who is the prince, or he is the next shogun for Wano, and he's a fucking perv. Why do they keep making these sub 10-year-olds being like, oh yeah, I really want to fuck this woman situation? Like, what? Japan, stop. Children don't think like that. It's so weird. I really, really don't like that trope, and I don't know if they'll ever move past it. But pervy old men who write their stories, inserting it into their character, like their children characters, I'm so not into that. I really am not. Especially like having the woman, like generally the older women encourage the behavior as well is messed up too. Because it's like, oh, I'm all motherly, and it's like, no, I don't, like, you know when something's perving, like someone's perving on you. Like it's not okay, Japan. Okay. I don't know why Japan's doing it. It's weird. Yeah, it's a weird arcane. Like I feel like it's. I want to know if it's less. It appears less in modern artists writing that stuff, but like I feel like I haven't seen it in a lot more like more modern things. It feels like an old manga artist situation, unfortunately. But yeah. Oni-chan gets so annoying when there's no need to bring children in this. Yeah. Anyway, back to the news. Guilty Gear Strive second open beta is test is planned. So, if you guys don't know, Guilty Gear has been delayed until July, I think it is. I'm very much looking forward to delayed to June. Sorry. I'm really excited for this game. I will be playing a bit more on stream when it comes out. Won't be going really hardcore. I'll probably just be showing it off and playing it mostly off stream. But we will be doing another second open beta. I don't know if I necessarily will do some more open beta on stream, but we'll definitely see. The thing is, the reason why I want to play it maybe on stream is because I think this new beta will have access to, say, Eno and... oh no, I forgot his name. Chat, I forgot his name. Fanboy. Fanboy. The old one's very weird. Hey Waddy, how you doing? I cannot watch today, but saying hi before I have to go to bed. Oh, no problem, Waddy. Holy shit, what time is it for you? It's only like 12:30. You must be having an early night. I will miss you, Waddy, and the fact that you won't be doing Monster Hunter with us, but we'll hunt in your spirit. What's Guilty Gear? Guilty Gear is one of the best action games ever made. If anything, it is my favorite action game. Sorry, fighting game. Just look up Guilty Gear. Go look up Exert or Strive. They're very, 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 very good. 9:30 p.m. Holy shit, Waddy. Why are you going to bed so early? You gotta be up at like crack of the morning? Crack of the morning to you. Mass Effect Legendary Edition details gameplay, tuning, rebalancing, and more. So, now, I'm not a Mass Effect fan. I've never really given a shit too much about space games, especially space shooter games. Yeah. No one can deny how big of effect Mass Effect had on everyone. So this Legendary Edition is something I think a lot of people are excited for, but it's a little hard to say whether or not it will come out okay, considering BioWare specifically has had a lot of problems of recent with like development issues and E3 and everything like that. So if you are a Mass Effect fan, maybe hold your horses just to see how the package comes out for the Legendary Edition, but it does sound like that they're porting a lot of stuff, fixing a heap of things, improving a heap of things. So if you really like the series, it might be really, really good for you, but at the same time, they might have some weird stuff that you might not like necessarily. So just hold your bets maybe on this one, just hear more about it once people get reviews on it and stuff. But yeah, it does sound like they're putting a lot of effort in here, so might for you if you really, really like Mass Effect. But yeah. And at least one Toby Kadachi for me. Favorite monster? Really, Waddy? Oh, that's awesome. Alright, hang on. We'll have to remember. I'll write that down. We'll do some Toby Kadachi. It's 10 p.m. for you? That's not too bad. 10 p.m. is not too late. Alright. Let's see. What's up next? Oh, we're in Street Fighter territory now. So, we have Street Fighter gameplay reveal for Akira. Now, Akira is actually a crossover character from another game that Capcom made, which has not... They haven't made it in a very long time, called Rival Schools. Now, Rival Schools, pretty cool aesthetic. I don't know why we have no gameplay footage. Does someone not have the footage here for some reason? Hang on. Don't know why it's not in the article, but I would like the Akira teaser, thank you, please. There we go. Alright. Now, Akira is pretty cool. Oh, that's loud. She transitions really well. I think her combos look really good too. I actually think she looks not bad in this art style too. So that must be a V trigger? Or was that a super? I can't really tell. I forget, because I haven't played Street Fighter V in a long time. But this is the best part about it. Wait for it. Yes! So I wonder if she can only... Surely she can only summon in just him. I think... Is his name Daigoro? I forget his name. But, like... That shit. Like, that looks so good. You got Max's reaction there? The man himself. But yes, she looks pretty good. I think she transitioned really, really, really well. Again, hang on. I'll show you guys what Rival Schools used to look like. Rival Schools Akira. It's probably going to show the modern stuff. I went in-game. But yeah, this is her art, like her old school art. So she looks pretty much the same as what she used to look like. Why can't I find it in-game? There's no in-game screenshots. Hang on, we'll just search Rival Schools. Here we go. But yeah, this is what rival schools look like. It was like a 3D fighter, and it just was fun. I didn't play a lot of this game. This was a franchise I didn't really get super into, but it had good vibes, I think. It had good music too. Why have you forsaken me? Another waifu to simp for? Oh, don't worry. I haven't even shown off Rose. I'm not going to show off Rose because Rose is Rose. But I will show off our boy Oro, because he actually has something interesting that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, while is this game still getting updates? We're at Street Fighter 6. I'll be honest, this isn't too unusual, Nintendo, because we have, oh man, say that sometimes. So Street Fighter 4 got like 3 or 4 editions, but yeah, it's definitely what, like, I think we've got more content in this Street Fighter than any other Street Fighter. Is the roster bigger now? I actually want to compare the roster. So what's Street Fighter 5 roster? What is the current number size versus Street Fighter 4 roster size? I am curious now. 44 playable characters with Ultra versus size. I don't know if this is accurate, but that suggests that there is 30 additional characters, which would make it in 46. So yeah, Street Fighter 5 has the biggest roster at the moment, if that's the case, if not more than, because there's more coming as well. So yeah, it's about the same size as Street Fighter 5, but 4. So to me, that seems like, I mean, they're pretty much at the end. Street Fighter 6 must be in development in some capacity, I feel like. Surely they can't do another one, but yeah. Who's Rose? Rose is the counterpart to Bison. Everyone's simping for. There's a lot of people to simp for. If you've never seen Street Fighter 4, there's a lot of girls in that game that people would. They should call it Feet Fighter because people could only kick. What? Oh no, you want people to only kick. I thought you were saying that half the roster only kicks. No, that I feel like unfortunately, CJ, you might get some weird pervy shit out of that. But the man we actually care about, if you want to simp for someone, you should be simping for this boy here. Fucking Oro, the old man himself. Now, this is really cool. So if you guys have never seen Oro and how he plays, Oro, they might talk about him, but hang on, here we go. So Oro's from Street Fighter 3, but his thing is he only uses one hand. So you'll notice here, he only uses one arm. Like his other arm is hidden. That was just his play style, or like his animation style at least. He was really tough. He's actually a harder character to use in my opinion, because he's sort of like a pseudo charge character. There were a lot of characters in Street Fighter 3 that were like pseudo charge characters, and that's not really my jam. It's kind of annoying, though I do play Leo, so you know. But that was pretty much how he was in there. They actually haven't got the footage. Here it is. But this is how they've fixed Oro. They've given Oro a turtle. Oro fucking still only uses one hand because he carries a turtle now. So technically Street Fighter 5 is actually earlier in the timeline than Street Fighter 3. So seeing this is pretty fun. Like, Oro apparently had a turtle friend at some point. But I love watching all his animations as he transitions where the turtle should be. Like, he throws the turtle up. So I talked about this with mates, but it's like, I'm curious what will happen about, like, animation resets. Like, if you knock him out of an animation and he's already thrown the turtle in the air, what happens to the turtle? Does it just immediately blink to his hand or on his body? But, it's so interesting. I feel like it's such a clever way to deal with, like, his one-hand situation. Hey Mo, hey Holy Medic, how you doing? Turtle Gang? Shit yeah, Turtle Gang. I saw jokes about people saying like, oh my god, why is Oro carrying a Jojo protagonist in his hand? You don't know, at the end of the latest Jojo arc, Polnareff may have become a turtle. But yeah, he looks really good. I'm really happy with how he's turned out. I didn't play Oro. I probably won't play Oro. I don't feel like I will return to Street Fighter V anytime soon. But yeah. Oro stays on the turtle, he gains access to his other hand, he just gains a new power. You actually don't want to cancel his animations because it makes him more powerful. Hey Psycho Pop, how you doing? I'm doing alright, how you been? I'm doing alright, do you know what's funny, Mo? I just was sick and I might be getting sick again, so we'll see. Well, I'm gonna try and get through the week because I want to show you guys Nier. But yeah. I mean, alright, I'm not gonna show you guys all the Oro stuff. You guys aren't I feel like, chat, you're not super fighting game fans, so we do limited amount, just so I don't overindulge in showing you stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited by that, at least. He looks like he transitioned really well. Hope you're feeling better soon. Don't push yourself. Don't you worry, man. It's more important to show you guys Nier than anything. That's more important than my health, at all. You're gonna go to sleep? No problem, Forts. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Now, the fact that he fights one-handed sort of has a reason. Yeah, so in the future, I actually thought... Maybe I got the canon wrong, but I thought he lost one of his arms in a fight with someone by Third Strike, by Street Fighter 3. But I think he just actually had, like, he was just holding it behind his back. Street Fighter lore is weird. But yeah, Oro is considered one of the most powerful people in the world, if not the most powerful person in the world. He just doesn't want to fight. He wants a fair fight, so he limits himself, is meant to be his thing. But yeah, he's also meant to be eternally old. So, but how can a game be called Guilty Gear and not be about cars? Oh, well, I mean, it's a different type of gear, CJ. They can be people gears. You ever think about that? Man, I can't wait. If they bring back something like Judgment in Guilty Gear, it's going to blow people's minds because they'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? This is actually what a gear looks like? Because so many people I don't think play the story or watch the story. But yeah, gears are they look like mechs. Or at least the true gears. This one's a fun one. So you guys might not really understand this one, but Idolmaster's Cinderella Girls Zombieland Saga. Whoa. Oh my god. Hey Taco, how you doing? Zombieland Saga is actually getting a collab for Idolmaster. Now, I'm not going to talk about Idolmaster. This is an anime that I've wanted to watch for a while. Zombieland Saga is an anime about idol girls made of zombie girls. And that they've got to hide their zombie, like the fact that they're zombies, and I kind of want to check it out. So I hope that the girls are actually in this. But yeah. It actually looks like it animates really well too, and it has good humor. Yeah, I think that they are the zombies, or no, or are they just the Idolmaster? It might be just Idolmaster songs, not Idolmaster songs, Zombieland Saga songs, but just a fun one. Again, this is one of those animes on my list, but I really want to check it out. Doing good? That's good to hear, man. How did you go with spicy foods? Have you done that yet, or you doing it later? Final Fantasy XIV Hatching Tide costume is a giant chicken. I didn't see this. I can't wait for the new patch to drop. I think it's actually it's less than a week away. I won't be playing it on stream, but I love 14. But I'm going to totally get this giant chicken costume. That's what I'm gonna do. That shit fucked you up. Oh my god. Spicy food. Spicy food, kind of evil. I feel like Buns has done something. Now you've done something. I feel like some of the others might need to do it. I totally can't eat spicy food, so can't do me. I'll die. I was crying, dude. Shit. That's the thing. You eat spicy food and you're just trapped in eternal tear stage for a very long time. I've been waiting for the second season to come out. Oh, is there not? Oh, I thought that already came out, Miyoki. I didn't realize it was still coming. Spice for the sake of hurting yourself is bad. I mean, it's funny because you can damage yourself, but like it's pretty crazy to be able to do that. You need to know your limits, work your way up. Jumping from 0 to 11, I feel like is a good way to damage yourself. Alright, this is a bit of a weird news, but it's still relative because I want to talk about Nier. So, we are doing a week of 2 weeks of Nier Automata. I'm going to be trying to be very brisk paced, but show you guys all the story content, or all the important parts. I'll probably maybe do some grinding a bit off stream if I need to, because I already know how to play the game, I already know the builds, I know where some of the good weapons are, so I'm probably going to just recap on where I was, but yeah. We're going to play Nier Automata in preparation for Replicant. I wish that I hadn't lost a whole heap of time because I was going to play this earlier. I could have actually played Automata after playing Replicant, but I love Automata and Replicant. I actually enjoy Replicant more than Automata personally, but I feel like I need to show you guys Automata so you understand the difference between the two before we go into it. Even though I've talked about there is a motif that is used at the end of Automata, which is a version of one that happened in the original game. And I still think the original game's version is better. But it might take the wind out of its sails just because of that. And it's a little frustrating if some people find... I mean, it's fine. If you like Automata better than Replicant, that's fine. But I do think that Replicant just really just hits every note. Every note in that game is just perfect for me. Whereas I feel like there's a little bit of edginess to Automata that I think is... It goes a little bit further, like there's a wholesomeness to Replicant that I just absolutely crave. But yeah, it went gold. We're on the road. It's coming out. This game is not coming out. It's coming out. We're going to be playing more Nier. Nier is coming out. Replicant. I can't believe we're getting a remake for Replicant. This, oh my god. What a bizarre timeline I'm on right now. Like, chat, if you guys don't realize, Replicant sold terribly. Drakengard 3 sold terribly. These are games that had... Yoko Taro has had such a uphill battle developing and being just knocked about, and like hasn't been able to make his dream thing. And then when Automata hit with such a perfect crescendo of having Platinum Games make the combat and have the polish with Square Enix behind him, like someone in Square loves Yoko Taro, like for giving him so many chances, because... You need someone like him in the industry. You need a creative that's willing to push boundaries for like storytelling and like just even gameplay stuff. Like it's just, I'm so happy that people know his name now and that they know this franchise. But yeah. Same. I like spicy food, but not too often, but because it might hurt. Well, the funny thing about spicy food, hurts when it goes in, hurts when it comes out. Is Nier Replicant the one where he jumps nipples first in the jump animation? I've never thought about that before, CJ. Does he? I don't know. I'll have to look at the animation when we play now. What do you mean he jumps nipples first in the animation? Oh no, you're totally right. Holy shit. I've never thought about that. He totally launches himself up. Oh my god. I've never heard anyone describe his jump motion like that. This isn't hentai? What are you talking about, Saiyan King? This is the most hentai I've ever shown off. Look how sexy Nier is. I love this series. Thank you for the water, NC. You want some cookies? I'm always down for cookies. Alright. Here's a good one. Moving from Nier, we're going to Seinfeld. Good transitions. Apparently there's a Seinfeld horror called Sinfield Remastered coming for PS5. I don't know what this is. I just saw the title. I haven't watched this at all. Let's just go check it out. I'm curious what the fuck this is. I've actually seen some weird Seinfeld things of recent. Like, I don't know what's up with Seinfeld in video games right now, but like, it's weirdly back.
And now you're looking for new sheets? Don't worry. Nobody's judging. But they do have you set now. And they'll be looking for you. These streets will eat your ass up, boy. They will eat it right up. They will eat your ass up.
What is this?
Kept you waiting, huh?
What is happening? Wait, I thought this was meant to be Seinfeld. It's called Sinfeld. Where's the Seinfeld in this? What is happening? This is like someone had like a drug trip and they turned it into a video game. How is this related to Seinfeld? This is the most all over the place thing I've ever seen. It's also called Remastered. Is this... What the fuck is this? Hang on, I'm gonna have to read the article because I feel like... I don't know what I just watched. Was that originally like a Gmod map and now it's been like changed up to a real thing, or... What is happening? Game of the year?
We come to the feats of strength. It's made from aluminum. Very high strength to weight ratio.
There's a DBZ sound right in there.
This is your heritage. It's part of who you are.
Okay, so it does it does have sound effects from Seinfeld in there.
He's on his way. If he finds out about this place, he'll ruin everything.
We can't just release him. We still don't know how powerful he is.
I don't get it. Isn't it just a baby?
He's not a baby. He's beyond age.
You two hear yourselves. Isn't this what we...
This is the most drug trip fucking trailer I've seen in a long time, chat. Who packed this? What is this? Why is this a thing? Alright. I need to read the blurb to this. As the title suggests, Sinfield Remastered is a parody of the American sitcom series Seinfeld. It is a remaster of the game called Sinfeld Chronicles that was originally produced for the PS4 title In Dreams. Oh, okay, so it's a Dreams thing. Rebuilt on Unreal Engine 4 as a standalone release. Various gameplay styles and stuff. Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and PT. The protagonist is named Donathan. He survives the streets and a newly adopted father at 3 a.m. in New York City, trapped in an endless loop of nightmares as he fights to find a bed to sleep in. Okay, so it's like a weird sleep dream. Alright, so it's a dreams game. Okay. So I was close. When I said that it feels like almost like a Gmod map, I was close. It's a dreams thing. That was bizarre. That was so strange. Was this the first Dreams standalone release? I have no idea, Mo. Dreams is a funny thing where it's like, I heard about it, saw stuff. It's been promoted so many times. I do not know if Dreams is doing well in terms of just like, people actually play it and they enjoy it. How big is the creative community? Is it actually getting stuff that's produced outside of Dreams? Like it's going beyond it? I really don't know. But holy crap, I wasn't prepared for that, I don't think. I knew it was going to be weird, but I didn't know it was going to be that weird. But yeah, speaking of weird, we actually have ended up in a good place. Some of the king of weird. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, is coming to PC in 2021. I still cannot believe we're getting a second Deadly Premonition. This is super weird to me. So if you don't know, Deadly Premonition 1 was a really bizarre game that came out on the early PS3, was it? Very strange game. Yeah, I can't believe we're getting a sequel. I do not know how the story is going to play out just because it was a very almost like closed loop. Like it pretty much finished off all the loose ends in the story. There's quite a few playthroughs that are super weird. If you want to watch a really funny one, maybe go watch the old Super Best Friends or Two Best Friends play version of Deadly Premonition. and early PS3. It's a 2010 release. I am right, isn't it? Wait, wasn't it a PS3 game? Hang on, Deadly Premonition. Yeah, PS3, I was right. 2010. I guess that's not early. I don't know, CJ. Late PS3. Was it late PS3? There's no way it was late PS3. Anyway. This game is super weird. The original was super weird. I feel like it's now a bit of a cult classic. So if you want to go look up how that game plays, or maybe go play it yourself, it's pretty bizarre. It's basically a murder mystery with an open world scenario, and it's very odd. Game itself not fantastic, but the story elements at least are somewhat interesting. Very strange. But anyway, I'm trying to remember the name of the person who actually developed it, but he's a pretty weird dude, so yeah. Weird to weird. Oh. Weird in another way, but we've got a big broken ad here. Swery. Thank you, CJ. I couldn't remember his name. It was Swery. So, I love that you put Swery with an A. It doesn't have an A, does it? Swery? I don't know. Anyway. Different kind of weird. Alex the Kid is returning in Miracle World DX, which is super weird. We're getting a remake of Alex the Kid Miracle World. I never played this. I know some people really like Alex the Kid, but I didn't think... We're in the weird town of getting just a lot of remakes. Almost feels like for the sake of getting remakes. I feel like this is the Alex the Kid that I remember most people talking about. But, yeah. Not sure if, like, it's necessarily, like, something I would think we would be getting a remake of, but who knows? Might do well. I feel like there's not too many games like that right now. Like this right now that are really scrambling for, like, attention, so, yeah. Swery worked on Tomba 2. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I forgot about that, CJ. That's something we will be playing. We will be playing Tomba 1 and Tomba 2 on stream at some point. I really do want to play those both. I never completed them, just so you know. I've gotten so far through both of those games multiple times, and I've never finished them. So, stream will be my excuse to finish both those games. Yeah, big nostalgia for Tombi, but you never played 2. I actually think 2's better, honestly. I think 2's a better game. But they're both really fun. But yeah, Alex the Kid's returning, I guess. This one's a fun one, and like, I actually really like this. Now, a lot of people probably don't like this information and they don't give a shit. This is mostly for developers. But Steam is adding UTM analytics support. So, you don't know what that is. I didn't actually realize what it was short for, but it's called Urchin Tracking Module. Basically, it allows you to collect data related to how much traffic has gone on related to marketing. And I'm a little shocked that Steam didn't already have some sort of support for this to be able to tell where external sources come from. Twitch kind of has it in some way, actually, if you don't know. It does give us analytics in related to where people come from and why in some way, but definitely not to an extreme extent. And that's fine because there's so many users. However, Steam should be able to do it because of just, they don't have that many developers necessarily working on their platform relative to how many people are using the service. So developing something like this is actually quite nice and can allow them to discern whether or not people are coming from particular sources, bad sources, good sources, whatever. It can help Valve on their end, and it can also help the developers. So you might get a cleaner way of people marketing and getting more people in the right places and stuff like that. So yeah, I actually think this is really good. I'm always down for more tools to help developers get themselves out there and stuff like that. So it doesn't mean that it's just going to fix a whole heap of problems in terms of how marketing works and people knowing how to use that data, but that's something people to figure out over time as well anyway. So until they learn how to game the system, I mean, that's the thing. Everyone just ends up gaming the system anyway. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty dang cool. Pac-Man 99 now available. Talking about things that keep coming back, and yeah, retro. I can't believe that this is a thing. So now we've had Mario 35 has gone away, and we've had replaced with Pac-Man 99. I don't know why this exists. It's totally not for me. If you like Pac-Man and those sort of like battle royale soft like games, maybe that's for you. This is for you, but
Pac-Man is back.
I don't know.
It's back as a battle royale game. Pac-Man 99.
Wow, this is a Namco trailer, but it sounds like a Nintendo one.
Online matches with up to 99
I love how much it
players
just
for
looks
free.
like the Mario one too. Come on,
And to
Namco, you can do
enjoy
better than that.
Pac-Man 99 even more, we'll introduce you to purchasable DLC.
Fuck. I didn't realize about the
In
DLC
private
thing.
match, you can play against your friends.
Alright,
Share
I have wonder how much of a
passwords with
moneymaker
friends
this is
to
gonna
play
be.
Online together. You can compete
It's
with your
midnight, so you better go to
friends
bed.
anywhere at any time.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
See who
Thanks for
can be the
hanging out,
last
Alex. You have a good night as well. Night night.
In CPU battle, you can concentrate on practicing against CPU. You can adjust the difficulty level and Pac-Man's movement speed at the
This guy's
start
speech
of the
pattern's a
game.
little funny. I
Test
wonder
your
whether or not
skills
he's
against
actually
98
Japanese or he's been told to
players.
talk in a particular manner.
In score attack, compete for the fastest time to achieve the unbelievable perfect score. Eat as many ghosts as possible while completing each round. Can you be the fastest to achieve the perfect score from the original Pac-Man? In blind time attack, complete 12 rounds as fast as possible.
How many times can you play Pac-Man?
Eat a fruit
I know that some games are considered eternal, but I can't. There's no way I can just play Pac-Man forever. Why is there so much
Find
Pac-Man?
your path to victory. These additional modes will be available by purchasing the
I will say, we
Pac-Man
probably haven't had a
99
Pac-Man
DaiMonologue
re-release for a
DLC.
while anyway, I guess.
Additionally, you
Oh,
can
this is cool.
customize your
Okay.
experience with classic Namco game themes.
Alright, there we go. They've made something cool, which is they've added the other games as a visual representation. That actually looks really cool. Oh shit, hang on. Oh man, there's a lot in here. Holy shit.
Run.
Okay, alright.
Survive.
That's not bad. I'm assuming those are paid DLC though.
Available
Just because of the fact that there was a bit of effort required there.
Subscribers for free. Get the complete experience by purchasing the
There we
Pac-Man
go.
99 Deluxe Pack. Available now.
I wonder how much that is.
Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco. But yeah, Pac-Man 99's a battle royale. You know you wanted it, chat. I know you all wanted to play Pac-Man as a battle royale. You can't hide it. But what you really wanted to play it was actually more Monster Hunter Rise in other games. Ninjala is actually having a crossover with Monster Hunter Rise. And the only person I know who's played Ninjala is Genki. I don't know who else is playing this game. I don't know if it's still got like a good player base. People are enjoying it. It's hard to say, but the only reason I'm checking this out is because of Monster Hunter Rise, because I feel like it's not a bad fit, because Rise is very ninja themed. Yeah. You get like cool little costumes, like you get a Rathalos, the Kimura, Akosom. So yeah, there's some cool costumes. I don't know if they've actually got any gameplay or if it's just screenshots, because so if you don't know, Ninjala is a ninja game based on bubblegum. Oh look, UFO noodles. Those are actually really nice. They have like bubblegum powers that make weapons and stuff like that, which kind of work in similar ways to the wire bugs at times, so I assume there could be some visual representation to using that. But yeah, I don't really know what these are. I guess these are just like collectibles for like a room or something. But yeah, it's cute. I don't really know what else to say more than that. Cool crossover. Monster Hunter. It needs to be more there everywhere. Actually, we'll continue with the Monster Hunter theme, because this one's actually quite important. And I might actually do a PSA when I play Monster Hunter in a little bit, probably in like 10-20 minutes or so, because we're almost through the news. Yeah. Hey Mavi, how you doing? Catman Dodo? Cat Dodo. I'll be a Cat Dodo. How you doing? Monster Hunter Rise Melding Pot Talisman bug to be fixed. So, if you guys didn't see my comments in Discord about what the fuck happened to the melding pot and that this needs to be fixed, I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed it. There's a comment that I actually completely disagree with down here saying this only affects top tier players. No. There is a big issue with the melding pot in this game, which is fucking frustrating because they've done this before. Like, this has existed back in 3. And like I said, I feel like this game, they ran out of time. There's some QA stuff that they've really missed, and it's caused some problems. Not too many big ones, but this one really frustrates me. There's some things that feel like they've been hard set, so to make the grind longer for us, and then there are other things that seem to be like almost as if they've broken something. So it didn't take long for data miners to find weird stats around the talisman melding pots and how it works. I'll talk about those numbers later if you guys are interested, but what's happened is there's a weird thing where the melding pots are not giving you the correct amount of RNG stat. So it says that it should be impacting on how much you get, like how likely you are to get certain things, and they're not happening. It's giving you wrong rates. So in other words, people are doing an endless roll, and it means that they will never get it because of a specific bug that existed in 3. Because if you guys don't know how RNG works in video games and things like that, a lot of the time there is something called a seed or a something associated to your save file which will determine how your RNG plays out. Now, in this game, it seems like the seed is actually being hard read, and it's giving you a specific order of charms. Now, if you played World and you did the original base RNG rolls, that might sound familiar because that's what happened. We literally had the same thing in World, and people were save scumming to get around it because it was just so messed up. The same thing exists in this. However, it's so frustrating because the predetermined cannot be broken because of how the save works. And it's not meant to work like that. It's actually, Rise is meant to have a system that circumvents that so it gives you proper RNG. So I don't know if they're going to fix it. I really hope they do fix this soon, because that means in the current state, because it's giving you a specific order and it's looping is the problem. It will give you the same charms over and over and over and over, and you will not be able to get perfect rolls. You will not be able to get a good variety of rolls. The extent on how much it actually gives, like how many charms, is quite high. But when you're a person that's doing endless amounts of the final boss to do those charm rolls and you're seeing the same charms, this is the reason why. And that's a little frustrating to hear that this has returned, but I'm glad they're fixing it, because I think that I'm not too happy with how I'm not a big fan of how charm rerolls work. I've already talked about it before on stream. I probably prefer the decoration grind over the charm roll in a weird way, but you got to pick your poison essentially for your end game. But the melding pot's certainly not as frustrating as doing like a Brachydios run over and over and over just for doing the one thing over and over. You can actually play the game in any sorts of way and still get soft progress, so that's good. Anyway, moving on, rant over. I'll talk more about this during Monster Hunter. You guys want a bit of sexy? I feel like we've gone from rant time to sexy time. Now, Mai Shiranui, I feel like she's pretty iconic. If you know fighting games, a lot of people will recognize this boobacious girl. Here she is, your King of Fighters queen. The woman who does not need a bra. She's so comfortable just being loose. Fuck, that cartwheel did not look great. There's still weird animation quirks about King of Fighters that's like a little funky. There's a lot of hard transitions, which I think are like weird remnants from the 2D era. But I think that like Street Fighter does a better job of it. This still feels like... honestly, I think SNK are trapped with how 3D works currently, where they still haven't quite figured it out. Fuck, I actually really like how that super looked. That was really well done. But yeah, she's back. She's back. It was inevitable. I feel like you can't not have King of Fighters without Mai. So, there you go. Anyway, let's keep moving. Sexy to sexy. It's time for No More Heroes 3. So, we actually get to see Bad Girl and Shinobu, I guess, doing stuff. Now, I kind of don't know if I want to watch this because I want to limit how much No More Heroes 3 I want to see, just because there's a high likelihood we've seen quite a lot of the game already. So, yeah, I will definitely be playing this on stream, but yeah, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. I always click the little icon. I assume it's going to take me there, but yeah. Digest movie? Wait, hang on. What is this? This is a 7-minute video, chat. I don't think we should watch a 7-minute thing, because I think this is the start of the game.
I don't think they're here to talk, Master.
Oh shit! This looks like fun. Let me play.
You know
Why is Bad Girl here? I still don't quite understand why she just appeared. Didn't we kill her?
how to take these guys down?
Beat him to fucking death.
Strategy is born from battle.
I'll take the one in the middle.
Wow, the art style is super weird. Look at the art style against Shinobu's hair.
Do whatever you want with the rest.
The shading and lighting is super weird in this version of the game.
Start the game.
I think the demo looked a lot better, but wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, I was so confused. It's like a YouTube video.
Hey gamers, limit your gaming to 10 hours per day. Any more and you're seriously gonna die. Hope everyone's doing great.
10 hours? I do more than 10 hours a day. What the
Little
hell?
girl next door, Sylvia, is going to introduce another new game today. Today's title is No More Heroes 3.
Oh my god, I kind of just want to watch this now, chat. This was a really bad idea. I think that I might need a save to watch this later.
You don't know the prequels, so you're not interested? Wait.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna summary it because I already know a few things. So I haven't watched this video yet. I really actually do want to watch this. So supposedly, if you have a save file on the Switch from playing No More Heroes 1 and 2 from getting like the collection, you will be able to get some unlockables for 3, which is pretty cool. 3 also has so many references to the previous games that it's like you should be playing the original 2. Even though I have streamed them, you've probably watched them. Go play them; they're very good. And I'm very excited for the new one. 1 second, chat. I might actually. Sorry about that. I was holding on to a sneeze for so long, by the way. Oh god. All right. Now we're gonna go for a little serious turn here. I feel like all the kiddies have been maybe gone to sleep now, so maybe we can talk about this. So this is probably a really, really serious topic, and I'm not gonna go too in depth with it, but I do agree with this. I've always had problems with certain video games having war representatives and having just different things, trying to do conflict throughout the world, and then just using sort of almost fake versions of real world representatives, and then having good guys, bad guys as a situation. And unfortunately, I think American military probably has the worst extent of it, and they do it quite often. Some of them you can justify, like especially with historical ones for, like, say, Nazis and things. But getting your war boner on can be pretty bad, and I feel like there's a game that's come out that's actually made people a little frustrated. Really, honestly, for good reason. There is a game coming out called 6 Days. Not Cell, 6 Days in Fallujah. So, if you don't know, this is a game that is got, I believe, someone talked about it here. So it's a game justifying the Iraq War. This game has been in development for fucking ages. I don't actually know, CJ. I don't know this area of like video games too well, but I don't know. I don't quite know why this game has been through development hell. I don't really know much about it, but yeah. So Muslim active groups against this game. They do not really. They want people to boycott this game, and literally they've had a collective ask for Sony, Microsoft, and Valve not to distribute this game, and it's because it's an Arab murder simulator in a sense. Like, but it is meant to be the occupation of the Iraq War, and if you guys know anything about how a lot of that went down, super fucked shit happened amongst that. Like, it's so bad. Konami was going to publish it, really. The game was like 2009, this game was causing controversy. Holy shit, CJ, has this been man, that to me suggests that some crazy people are behind this then, if they've been pushing it for this long. If they've had such a like hard wall to not make this game and they're trying to still make it, there's something really, really bad happening behind the scenes, it feels like. But I don't know the specifics behind this in terms of like it's all that, but because of what it is as a base, I can already read into what I think that this is probably trying to establish. And I understand when groups like, I guess, CARE, I don't know what it stands for necessarily. Oh, here we go. The Council on American Islamic Relations, like, are so against this, suggests to me that something pretty heavy is in this, that they want to step and say, no, do not release this game. Now, this could be a private release game if they really wanted to. It probably would make fuck all money if it did. But it's definitely one of those things where it feels justified for them to go around and do this and to prevent this game from coming out, because this is a modern event. This is something that happened, by the way. Like, this is something that happened in recent times that a lot of people are very heavily scarred from on both sides. Making a video game that tries to establish a good guy, bad guy rapport during this time period is fucked. Do not do this. This is not something that you should be making. I understand if you want to have a game that tells stories about individuals who, or I guess like almost proxies of telling a story of something that may have happened or events of individuals and they've told their story. But from the outside in, it just seems like this is probably going to be glorifying a American military occupation or operation. And I think at a time like just, it's still modern. This is still something that happened in my lifetime. This is not something that should be happening. Probably, if not now, if ever, in a sense. But like, it's definitely something we need to be aware of. And I think games like this being created, like, platforms need to stand up and realize that, like, look, you're going to make some extreme problems if you just okay some of this coming through. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's military games do that all around, because there's constant anti-Chinese, anti-Russian, anti-American, there's a lot of this. And I know you need to have a bad guy and you want to have somewhat realism, but you still needs to be somewhat, you need to have some sort of recognition of what it is and what it can impact on the world. Hey Rai, thank you. You've thrown me catnip. Shit. I'm just going to screw all over the place now. I need distractions. We need distraction from this very serious topic. But yeah, just be aware that this is a thing, and I'm not going to buy this game. I have no interest in this game. But things like this will come about. So yeah, it was just reading this was just sort of like shocking to hear that a game is coming out right now that has these I guess themes. Konami dropped it over the controversy back in 2009 and the war was still fresh. Yeah, fuck me. CJ, again, if they were trying to do it back then and then sat on it and waited till now, this suggests to me that there is a group of individuals that are trying to make this game that have an agenda for either trying to tell someone stories that were involved, that they must have some personal connection to it, or they do have some sort of weird, messed up, maybe even nationalism scenario, or trying to justify the war. Like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know personally about any of the specifics behind the development of this game, but the reason for organizations such as the Council on American Islamic Relations existing and acting upon some of these things is because they can have a negative impact on both sides. It's just, yeah. The first studio went bust making it. This is crazy, CJ. If that's the case, that's really big to me. That means that there is some group, there's a bigger force behind this that is trying to make it come out. I'm not going to read into it. I think this is outside of my wheelhouse of trying to figure out what the hell's going on with it, but yeah. That's pretty fucking weird. Supposedly they consider it a survival horror, and they interviewed survivors on both sides. Jesus. That would be so dark. Who do you play as? You play as soldiers, or are you playing as militia, or are you playing as civilians? If you're playing as a civilian, sure. But holy shit, unless they're doing all positions. Like, if they're going for a thorough, like, visitation of both sides and trying to analyze the scenario through a glass of, or a lens of, how each side see this and how each of them come out of it, in a sense. Like, sure, if you're trying to tell a story, but at a glance, that doesn't sound like that's what that is. Like, that I just saw military men. I saw promotional pictures just then of only military men with guns, which does not make it seem like a type of thing that is promoting necessarily a open. I mean that could be a part of their marketing as well, as to trick people in who are normally very closed-minded about that stuff and just want to play war games to get something that is actually trying to explore something. But again, that would be something that's also they have to be very careful about, because then you will get very, very negative response, because you are essentially tricking people into a narrative that they may not necessarily even want to hear. So it's a tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that one up. But those stories are very few and far between, fortunately, I feel like. Back to some cool ass shit. Gaming PC show is going to be happening in June 13th, and the future of games. I didn't realize both of them. Holy shit. So we're gonna get some game news in June. Lots of different events will be happening around then. I'm always excited for all of these announcements, all these trade shows. Video games are dope, and we are going to be getting so much news. Considering COVID happened and a lot of things getting delayed, I'm going to expect that we might have a very heavy-ended year or heavy start of next year. So just be prepared for that, everyone. That said, things are still getting delayed. Now, I know Mo was excited for this game. Deathloop has been delayed again till September. This game has gone through a bit of a development hell, and it's a little sad because I wonder whether or not this game's going to come out in a funny state, or they really are just trying to completely realize their vision. Maybe COVID really did hit them more than they had anticipated. But yeah, they do bring up COVID here, but I mean, everyone brings it up. So it's hard, sometimes it's hard to tell if it's just bad management because they can't actually deal with COVID, or the fact that they're just using it as a justification for more being able to delay the game. But it is being delayed. There will be other games that will be delayed, even more so. Like, there's going to be things that they're just holding off from announcing the release date. But yeah, as long as games coming out in a pretty polished state, hopefully we will all be winners. They will come out eventually. It just means that it's going to cost the studio a bit more for doing it longer. Speaking about studios, this one's a bit weird. Atari, if you guys don't know, Atari pretty much doesn't exist anymore. It got rebought, the branding got taken by someone else. They haven't really done anything with it, but they're suddenly setting up two new divisions. A gaming division and a blockchain? Question mark? So I don't know. Hang on, what's this actually say in the article? I only saw this morning. Atari Games division aims to focus on expanding its market of retro games, so no new games, specifically with the company license and its brands, as well as hotels and casino business. What I thought I was going to see reading. And to continue to develop free-to-play mobile games, revitalize the classic Atari IP with an expansion into console and PC market. I don't know how this works. Honestly, I really don't. Like, Atari games is such a weird fit for the modern era. But good luck? Question mark? I don't know. This to me seems such a like out there thing that I just cannot see this working. But perhaps this company, I can't really tell if these are people who have picked up the IP and all that stuff to try and become very, how do I say, I don't know, they're trying to take advantage of an existing brand and try and revitalize it and use the nostalgia bait. Or are they a group that are very passionate and they would like to see the revitalization of the company and have them stay as in the collective memory of video games? I really can't tell. But Atari be existing again, I guess. So, yeah. Atari is a corpse. They're just putting lipstick on it. That's what they do. They're gonna weekends at Bernie it and just roll him out to us and be like, oh, Bernie's back. Shit, yeah. Welcome in, Atari. Man, I really don't know. I really don't know. Hot Wheels Unleashed gameplay reveal trailer showcase. Now, I'm only want to talk about this game just because it does look really fucking cool. I'm normally not a car game person or a Hot Wheel person, but if you haven't seen this trailer, this game actually looks pretty good. The trailer looked really dope. So it looks pretty cute, pretty fun. It's probably Trackmania. Well, the thing is, it kind of looks like actually there's a car game I'm trying to think the name of. There's another car game that when I saw the footage earlier, it did remind me of it. Like, I mean, this is way less bombastic than it looked in the trailer. That's for sure. The CGI trailer, but it looks pretty fun. I kind of hope that they have, like, I thought they'd have powers and stuff. It actually looks really simple. It's a lot less arcadey than the older ones. I actually thought it would have a lot more powers and things, but it is pre-alpha footage. But it looks nice. Like, this just looks nice. So yeah, it's Trackmania. I mean, yeah, it kind of is. I hope we can make our own tracks, right? Like, I really, really hope so. Oh, look, there's a little shortcuts and shit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. It is kind of just Trackmania, isn't it? It looks nice. The spider just wiped out that little car. Yeah. I think I want to keep an eye on this game because it actually looks like it might be quite fun. I mean, it's weird to say that about a Hot Wheels game, but maybe I'm just feeling a kart racer, maybe. I don't know. Alright, we're here. We're up to the last article for the day. So, this one actually impacts Twitch people. Probably not going to really impact you viewers too much. Mostly it's probably going to be actually Twitch people streaming. But Twitch is actually making an outline for if you're doing any misconduct off platform. That includes social media, just like if you're running a Discord, something comes up, if you're doing a Twitch account, Twitter account, all that sort of stuff. But I don't know how far they can really take that. I think it will put them in some grey water, especially with some law-based stuff. But at the end of the day, they run their platform, and if they want to say no, they can just say no. So yeah, this might be something we might have to take keep an eye on. I would say for most people that I know that stream and friends and all that stuff, like, the likelihood of anyone saying anything or doing anything that would be extremely like inappropriate is unlikely. But there are those people out there that like they are one way on stream and another way off stream. But I don't know. I do wonder whether or not there's going to be some people that are going to be targeted. They've been trying to figure out ways how to deal with certain individuals who are like that, where they're one way on Twitch and one way on social media, that they can't really deal with them because they haven't done it on the platform. So they've already got some people in mind, or if this is actually just something where it's like they're making themselves a safety net so they can actually deal with actions in the future. Hard to say. Twitch has been nailing down boards and prepping all this stuff. They're building a bigger network than they've ever done before around this stuff. So I guess we'll sit tight and see what happens. Again, we have actually had some people that we've actually got now on the... If you guys don't know, they gave us essentially a third strike rule set similar to what it is on YouTube, where if they get you on multiple copyright claims, you can actually see them add up, and once you hit that amount, they'll just close your account. They can just they'll add an action, so you know it's coming and you know what to be careful of. Again, I haven't heard anyone even getting one trigger, so I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where hard to say how Twitch is going to handle this stuff. Whether or not it's going to be still they're handling it when people are doing bigger accounts, or they're going to be start targeting smaller accounts, or what. But yeah, I think definitely keep an eye on Twitch, because who knows, we may need another platform at some point to be a competitive to make them make more rational decisions. We can't rely on YouTube for that. And I think now that Mixer being gone and Facebook kind of being arse, like, is... We're kind of being pushed back into a corner of just like Twitch is the only one that you can look at. So yeah, people getting paranoid about TOS, yeah, really are. It's bad for Twitch and other people. Nobody knows what's TOS anymore. It really is, right? Like, right? Have you seen? I can't remember. It was, I think Jazz Zero. She made a post on, or she retweeted something on Twitter, which was there's now a trend of, I thought you can't show skin. I thought you can't be on Twitch without having a shirt on and pants on. There are girls just in like mini pools, like they've brought in like inflatable pools into their house, and they're just going in and out of the pool because it's a bikini. I don't really know what's going on there. Like, I don't know why that's allowed. A little confusing, considering we've had issues with like guys having their shirt off and they just have their nips out, and it's like, they're guys. Like, I mean, I don't know. Has anyone ever listened to your stream? I am in the shower. Am I the first? Speaking about TOS, CJ, you probably are the first. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things. People are never going to tell me what they do while they're doing the stream. They could be doing anything. But I think you might be the first person, probably that I'm notably known, has now been naked while listening to me talk, which is a little weird. I'm now talking about what we're talking about here. I just like the contrast of these two conversations. I have a problem with what I have a problem with is not what is TOS not under TOS is arbitrarily. Well, the thing is that it's kind of deliberate, right? It's so they can have a catch-all net. A lot of the time when they write laws, especially in America, American laws are just bonkers related to this stuff, is they have a net situation. They talk it in loose terms, so then when they take it to court, they can have someone analyze those segments and say, okay, no, we're going to hyper-specifically set that this means this during this ruling. And I would imagine the same thing is happening here, that if they cast a wide net, they'll try and catch you on something just because they don't like you on some of the things they should do. Should just chatting is just chatterbait light, probably. The thing is, I don't watch a lot of those streams at all. Like I literally just watch game streams. So I don't really spend too much time doing just chatting streams or watching just chatting streams unless I'm hanging out with mates, essentially. So only if you shine it the wrong way, then it's a seizure warning. I like that. Honestly, actually, it's a good thing we didn't play Balan Wonderland on stream, considering there was seizure stuff in it. Can't show skin. My bald head is now Twitch illegal. Oh god, CJ, that'd be really funny. You should slap a sticker on your head that just says Twitch TOS. Work's snuck up on me. I need to go get ready. Oh, okay, no problem, CJ. Just put some makeup on your head. Just draw a little smiley face. This is my second head. You don't need to watch those. You just need to look at the thumbnails and know. Yeah, completely true. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Those pool ones. Because do you want to know how I found out about those weird pool streams? Right? Is I was I looking at one of my own clips? I was looking at a clip at some point, and then it came up with those suggested ones. And the top 6 suggested one, 2 of them are usually like the top rated ones for today, and they have like insane view counts. The top one was a girl going in and out of a pool, or one of those little inflatable pools. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, holy hell. Like, that clickbait is absurd. But, I mean, if it works for them... Okay, so here's the thing, right? I don't mind that stuff. I do not give a damn if people do that stuff. I feel like, though, it's still one of those things that it might necessarily need to be segregated. If they want to do that stuff, give them a space to do it. I think that a lot of I do understand that there is issues around like children being on this website and looking at things and things like that. And the protective nature of people that are going to go into a more sexual business, it needs to be like, I think it's a hard thing just because like segregated cheese stick. Not that kind of segregation. But it's definitely one of those things that it's like, it exploits the parasocial relationships with desperate people. It really does. The thing is, it's hard to draw the line around that though, right? It's very much one of those things where then we're talking ethics. We're talking about ethics boards that need to be handling that in a more aggressive manner or a more clever manner. And I don't think that the Twitch staff is necessarily up to making those harder decisions just yet, because it's a big old complicated thing. And it's going to be an ongoing discussion because, again, I've talked about before with the concept of the internet and how everyone approaches it, and it's still the Wild West. We have not really... Streaming has only really been a thing heavily for the past 10 years. I don't even want to say longer than 10 years. We've had streaming, of course. The streamers that have been doing it for longer, but in the public eye, and it's been such a focus with the idea of like almost idols of YouTube and Twitch existing has not been a thing for very long. So having these situations where how do you handle like these weird social dynamics, or how do you handle sexual related content? How do you handle ethical based like harassment stuff? Like there's so much stuff that it's making hard decisions at this point, understandably, is a tough thing to do. But I do agree that they do need to start making some like decisions sooner rather than later. It's arbitrary to hard make rules so people know, but they don't, and people don't know whether or not they are getting banned or not, what's appropriate, and then they get treated unfairly. My only problem with Twitch is the lack of concrete rules. So yeah, well that's what I was talking about, and that's why they cast the wide net, because that way they can adjust the rules. They can use the wide net to be able to refine those rules and figure out what works, what doesn't, because they will take different case scenarios to be able to go, hey, this works, this doesn't work. No face cams, everyone's a VTuber now. Well, that's the funny thing, like VTuber does fix a lot of that stuff. Like it really does. There's so many of us who don't necessarily want to be on camera, so it's just like, well, now we can just having the avatar is a good engagement point. For me, it's a little bit less because I'm kind of like a bit simple and my eyes are all over the place and things like that. But for ones that are a bit more refined, you are talking to an anime person, which is a good proxy of a person. So yeah, I don't know. Again, it's a big old complicated beast, and I don't want to be the first one to just attack Twitch for a lot of decisions they make, but I think that it's a very much like slowing down, and like they need to analyze certain case scenarios that they're encountering. But the hard thing about doing that also is the fact that they only have so many staff. Twitch is such a large platform. If you want to look at numbers, the amount of people streaming and the amount of people interacting with people on streams is so massive. It is so fucking massive. And the amount of staff they would need to hire to make it work and regulate it without just relying on AI, which also is an expensive thing. both sides are very expensive, so it's definitely something they need to come up with a clever method to deal with, essentially. My VTuber persona will be literally some kind of tubular plant, so I am the most real VTuber. What, you're just gonna be a stick of bamboo, CJ? Fuck, I'd love that. I've seen some crazy ones, CJ. You can VTube anything, honestly. It's crazy. The problem with forcing the VTuber thing on everyone is the expense of everyone getting one made. So the funny thing about that, Daigon, one, it's actually not too bad to get them made in a sense. You can take very simple ones and they work. Two, you probably don't have to necessarily. And I would never suggest forcing them on everyone. Never ever force that. Never ever 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 force any tech like that on people. That would be fucking awful. But what I would say is, there are a lot of good free ones out there. There are a lot of different versions of VTubing software out there. There's people that have got like basically ones they put up there for people to just take. It doesn't matter. You don't have to necessarily be individual with a VTuber avatar in a sense. I'm a Palico. Lots of other people are the Palico avatar. This one I'm using is free, just so you know. I could suggest you many free other ones if you want to get into it. This is sort of a side point. If you want to get into VTubing and you don't want to make an avatar, there are software out there that's, one, is free, and two, you get free avatars. You will look the same as other people, but at the end of the day, people are using just your image and the the moving and everything just as a proxy for someone to be on screen. But anyway, the other problem with forcing VTubers on a thing on everyone is I do not want to do that. I mean, that's the thing, Cheese Stick, that some people want to have themselves on cam. Some people don't want to have a VTuber avatar. Some people just want to be a voice. Some people don't want to use their voice. It's like the platform is so multifaceted that it's like there's no time that they should ever be forcing anything like that. But it would be it would certainly alleviate some scenarios like where it's just complications with rules and stuff like that. But I thought this the simple eyes all over the place was your IRL description. Shit, DJ. Banksy, hey Banksy. I'll have to. I mean, maybe that's what my bio should be on Twitter. Simple eyes all over the place. One thing that they don't tell you about having a skin bald head is that it makes putting a shirt on harder because oh my god, CJ. Wow, I never knew that. I thought you were going to talk about sunburned head or something. My friend's like he one of the things he hates is he got sunburnt. Like he's been bald for a little bit, like shaven bald. He was losing his hair and he decided to go full shave bald, which I think is a bold decision. I think it actually looks better personally. But it's the funny thing is like one is the shape of your head. You don't ever realize till you're shaved. Two, it's the sunburn. You've got to be ready for that. Three, if you get like bitten by a mozzie, or you have like lumps on your head, or you bump your head or anything, like it's just a thing. You will see that and it stands out because it's this red thing against the skin of the rest of the skin of your head. They do need to figure out something though. They have traffic needs to triple or double their employee bases. Additionally, when individuals have judgments placed on them for offensives, they need to add needing to allow some form of appeal so they can stick to their choice without self-defending. I completely agree, Daigon. I think the biggest problem right now is Twitch having their loose rules scenario and the almost shotgun approach that they've got to dealing with scenarios, and that the only real time spent on analyzing fixing things is people in the topper echelon that are actually making a large amount of money. And I think that's such a harsh thing, especially with some circumstances where like people might have a pretty small community, but if they lose that community, that could destroy someone's life. That's their social dynamic. That's how they're currently thriving. They might have people in their real life. You could just destroy some person's entire world by taking away streaming from them. And I think it's not necessarily a good thing that their entire world might be built around that, but that might be what it is. What if a person lives in the far middle of buckfuck nowhere? They've got no friends, and then something happens that they don't realize that they've done wrong related to rules, and then they've lost it. Now they're just isolated from everyone. Like there's very much that's an extreme case scenario, but like there is a level of there's a level there of they need to have a better approach to it. And this is why one of those things that YouTube, people fucking hate YouTube. I can't believe that the outcry for YouTube has actually died down so much, just because people have accepted that YouTube is not a way to make money anymore. Just because, like, YouTube has stringently broken down, and it's all about marketing, it's all about ads, it's all about those top people now. So Twitch isn't necessarily on the road to that, it feels like, per se, but they've definitely put things in the way to make it feel like that you're so involved and like interacting with like the actual Twitch staff or anything like that. I'll put it out there, by the way. I've had no contact with Twitch at all. Like, I've barely interacted with like any of their service things or anything like that. I've just been streaming. It's just I'm on the streaming as one of many people. And there'd be a lot of people that are like that. If you asked me, how do I get in contact with Twitch? How do I find, do you have a contact? I literally would tell you, I have no fucking idea. My best bet is that I have like maybe 2 or 3 streamer friends that I know that are sizable enough that they've actually interacted with Twitch stuff directly, and maybe through them I might be able to find an avenue. But that's because I know people. Like, if I didn't have that, what the fuck would I do? And I think that's the thing that's a little scary for most people that stream on the platform, and probably is the largest problem for a lot of people, is they've deliberately put this barrier almost in front of people where it's like, you are the streamer, you're using their platform, but the only way to get in contact with them is essentially a automated service. You're hitting them up on Twitch, like via like their Twitter account or something like that. There's all these things where it's just almost automated, and it's very cold. For a service that's meant to be about human interaction, there is a large portion of very cold, very like. Again, I get it. There's so many of us. There's so many of us out there. It's like they can't necessarily individualize, and it's so hard for them to pick. But that's on higher ups needing to decide to come up with a better method of making it so they can interact on a more regular basis, or figure out a method to have this interaction. But at the same time, it could also be deliberate, because there is a business decision of trying to make sure, like, you provide the service to encourage people to use it, so your brand is out there. But if you start opening doors for people to start interacting more directly and being more hands-on, you start opening the avenue for people to have more complaints, to do, like, it's a very difficult thing. Like, there's 2 sides to it, and again, like, I like to play devil's advocate, and I know I like to see things from both sides, but it's very hard being seeing friends particularly go through a few issues with Twitch, or things on Twitch, and getting 0 response. And like, I'm fairly sure a whole heap of you have probably encountered this also. But a case that I've had is I read about this guy who's got his channel suspended permanently due to fraudulent activity that he didn't commit. He believes it was because someone in his chat was donating and gifting subs over a lot of 2 weeks, which practically told him too bad. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about, Daigon. I think that's the really hard thing. It's like, in some cases, it might not even be your fault. Like, it's just, what are you supposed to do? The service does not provide preventative measures to, like, screw stuff up. All right, friends, exhausting boys, got to go open a bar. Have a wonderful weekend. In a likely event, I don't catch you any. Thanks, CJ. I'll catch you soon, man. By the way, I don't shout CJ out enough. He is an amazing mod, good friend, and I really would encourage you guys to go check him out. My shout out thing is actually quite broken right now. I can't actually get a clip right now, but if you guys go give him a follow, he plays lots of different games. He's using his shiny new graphics card on Valhalla, and I really would appreciate you guys go give him a follow. I feel like I haven't seen you stream in a while, CJ, but yeah. Would you be open to random focus groups with different demographics, quick growing channels, new affiliates, long-standing streamers? I think I would, Banksy. So here's an interesting thing. So you've brought up a topic. Man, I'm okay. This news, by the way, chat, everyone, the news is kind of derailed into just me chatting now and talking about like the concepts of just with Twitch streaming and stuff. But what I wanted to say on that is I was thinking about seriously about I haven't interacted with any Twitch communities outside of really the Australian ones and the Monster Hunter ones, mostly because they're the people that I get along with and they're the people that we have related content. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I am now at this size feel probably more comfortable to go reach out to some of the Melbourne streamers, the Australian streamer communities separate to Twitch, the VTuber communities even, maybe. I haven't streamed in a while. It's been a rough 2 weeks. Yeah, I've heard, CJ. Hopefully it starts getting better soon, man. Shit. Yeah, I felt like I hadn't seen you in a while, and it's like me being away, it's like, I'm in a weird state where I don't quite know where everyone's life's right now. But hopefully everything gets better soon, man. Enjoy work, at least. Welcome back, Miyoki. I had to do some revisions on my logo for my streaming company? Whoa, Miyoki, what? Streaming company? This is the first I've heard about this. Hope things work out. Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm starting to get a bit claggy. My girlfriend actually has a cold, so I think I might be starting to get a cold now. But yeah, what I wanted to say was on that, Banksy, is like, because Twitch doesn't encourage necessarily communities to interact with each other, like, as, like, making little groups and things like that. If you're up in the top echelon and you want to make a team, I think they're called, like, you need a partner to do that. Whereas you don't really have that on the smaller regard. It's up to you to go interact with people. And I think that the platform works very well as a social dynamic for that stuff like that. But if they wanted to have it so more as a constructive feedback and they wanted to interact and find out what rule sets and things they might want to change about the platform, I mean, they may be doing it, but they never reach out. Like, as far as I know, I've never heard of anyone getting reached out to apart from partners. So, yeah. It's a huge work in progress, but it's never early to start. That sounds good, man. I completely agree. Just start doing stuff. Be creative, have projects, have dreams. Thank you for the water, Manic. I actually think I needed that. I might need to take some cold med, maybe. I can feel it. The more I've talked, the more I'm like, I can feel my sinuses just starting to block up. Because I'm talking out my mouth. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a complicated thing. Twitch will always be a complicated thing, and I'm always probably going to be talking about it just because this is the platform we use. Unless someday I switch over to YouTube for God knows some reason. But it's definitely one of those things where it's interesting just to see it sort of grow and change. But at the same time, it feels like it's very slow. And I will always talk about how that is a hard thing to deal with the internet, where platforms that are up and running and services that are running and laws that exist are very slow. They're way, 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 way too slow, because all it takes is a new platform to come up, and then they bring in the new fresh way of doing things, and that hits it off with the younger generation. Like, a good example is always like TikTok versus like Twitter and Facebook and all that sort of thing, where it's like it's hit that new demographic, it's got a new way of interacting with, and it's got its own new rules, and now those new rules need to be tried to figure out, and then the other platforms try to take things from that, and then it doesn't really quite work, and it is just so much complication around it. So also, by the way, it's been a while since I've had a long rant, so this is actually nice for me. I actually am enjoying this. Maybe I should get a water redemption. I'm always drained out of water after done streaming. I actually do suggest it, Cheese Stick. I think it's my favorite redeem, just because I forget to drink a lot. And it's kind of one of those things where it's nice to have some water. Thank you, Medic. You can put on limits as well. I think back in the day when we didn't have like I mean only a year ago, when we didn't have like limits on people being able to do water, so fast, like people would just spam me. I'd just have to drink a liter in like fucking 5 minutes, or having the prices like, or not the prices. You'd have, so now there's cooldowns and there's limits, which just are so good. I stole the 1 point first thing from you. I actually took that from Taz, actually. I thought that was fantastic. I would imagine Taz probably got it from somewhere as well. I really, really love the first. Really fun. I I actually want to put in, I was thinking about having a first, second, third, and then maybe I can have like a little podium and stuff. I'll think about it. I really like that. The long train of theft, don't worry. The thing is, G-Stick, never feel too abashed about taking certain like ideas from a lot of this stuff. Just as long as like you're part of the community and stuff like that. But like it's put your spin on it. Don't just take something and just be like, hey, this is my thing, and say I came up with this. I'm the clever one. But it's definitely one of those things that like I think it's okay to share tech. I talk to other streamers about stuff I use and how I build things and like other tools that I found and stuff like that. I think it's important. Again, it's just another really important thing for the platform. I have a limit of 3 firsts. Banksy, that's confusing. They're all getting first. Who's the real first? You have to clarify. But yes, alright, so what I might do now, I think that's all the news. I doubt anything else has happened. Let's have a little refresh chat. Let's see if anything. No, nothing. Alright, so let's jump on over to chill chat. And then I probably will have to BRB